Hello there, Scorpio. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and today I'll be doing your July love reading. So we're going to take a look at the overall energy in your love life with the oracle cards, and then we'll get some more details with the tarot. And if you're enjoying the content I create, or if you're resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would like, share, or subscribe. Okay, so let's jump into your reading. Let's see what your overall energy is. Milk and honey. This is like the 10 of Cups. Like everything that you've hoped and dreamt for is coming true in your love life. So, you know, if you're in a committed relationship, it means that the commitment might be deepening during this month. And if you're kind of like just started dating somebody, maybe your commitment will go to the next level. And if you're single, it means there's somebody new on your path. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to pull one more. Mending. For some of you, I think, especially if you time for a nap is on the bottom, so that's kind of like a sense. Some of you may be kind of in a resting period. You may have come out of a relationship and been single for a while, trying to mend your heart. And for others of you, I think that if you're in a relationship and there's been a little obstacle or a little conflict, that you're mending that and helping to deepen your relationship. And just keep in mind, you know, when you hit a little bump in the road when you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean that the relationship has to come to an end. Sometimes it just means that, you know, it's a way for you to work things out and to deepen your commitment to each other by working things out and by, you know, putting some effort into mending the fences. I'm hearing that, mending the fences. Okay, so let's take a look at the romance angel cards and we'll see what we have here. I think this is interesting. This card, Milk and Honey, is number 51, and number 52 is the mending card. So it really does mean that you're kind of like progressing. If you're in a commitment, the commitment is progressing nicely, right? And if you're single, I really feel like you're working on yourself. You may be trying to mend your heart, and you're just getting that much closer to really wanting to bring in a true soulmate. Playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to have fun and shine. You know, it could be Scorpio, especially if there's been a little bump in the road in your relationship, that you just need to get a little bit more playful. You know, get out of the seriousness. And to me, it's kind of like when you're really serious, you're up in your head. And when you're playful, you're going back into your heart space. And if you're single, sometimes what we do is we get so narrowly focused on trying to attract that soulmate, to bring somebody in, and then we can kind of get back up into our head. And so just having some fun, you know, just being playful, go out with just friends or go by yourself, you know, play with your dog. Those are all ways to kind of have some play in your life and to attract, you know, it helps to raise your vibration and attract somebody new into your life. You deserve love. So, you know, especially if you're kind of hitting this bump in the road in a committed relationship, you may feel like, oh, you know, like, here we go again. I'm going to end this relationship or something like that. I don't deserve love. And if you're single, right, sometimes we can get into this kind of mentality that we don't deserve love, but this is spirit coming in and saying, yes, you definitely do deserve love, Scorpio, and it's on the way, or your relationship that you're in will deepen. And finally, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So especially if you're trying to mend a relationship with somebody right now, it is your soulmate. And if you're single, this definitely means you have a soulmate on your path that will be coming in very soon. And it's been worth waiting for. Really nice energy. Super nice. Okay, so let's go to the tarot. Let's see what we have here. So we're going to look first at your present energy, then we'll look at any obstacles that you have in the way this month, advice from spirit, and then we'll look at the final outcome. So, in the present, you're in the Hanged Man energy. You know, Hanged Man is, you're kind of like in a waiting stage, but it's because you need to change your perspective of something that's on your path. So, you may need to change, especially if you're trying to mend a relationship that you're in or to deepen a relationship. It's about changing your perspective of whatever this obstacle is. And sometimes what has to happen is that we just have to get into this energy of, you know, waiting it out. And we had time for a nap on the bottom. It's that energy of we're waiting until we get that awakening, or we change our perception of something. If you're single, it's the same thing. It's like changing your perception. And since we had You Deserve Love, whether you're in a relationship or you're single, it's about changing your perception of, you know, the status that you're in right now. Whether that is, you know, you're having a little bump in the road with somebody that you're in a relationship with, or if you're single, and just kind of like changing your perception about that and realizing that things happen kind of on your path to help you learn lessons, but also in divine time. Okay, so your obstacle is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is a super grounded energy. You know, having power in your own self. And some of you may also be kind of like in a financial constraint right now. So finances might be affecting your love life in some way. So we'll take a closer look at that. We're going to clarify all of these in a minute. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Advice from Spirit. Judgment. There is a big decision you're going to have to make. This is like the crossroads card. So you do have a huge decision to make in the very near future. So probably within the month of July. And we're going to also take a look at this. For some of you, if you're separated from somebody, but with these two cards, mending and judgment, it means the judgment card is second chances. Somebody coming back around and perhaps, you know, trying to mend this relationship. So that might work if you're single or if you're separated from somebody. If you're in a committed relationship, it means, you know, having to make a decision. You're kind of at crossroads. Are we going to take this relationship to the next level, or are we going to stay here, or are we calling it quits? It's looking at what you want to really do next, and it is a crossroads. It's kind of like a decision. And keep in mind, you know, things that are really meant to be on your path always come back around. And with this card, sometimes people come back from the past in order to go ahead and give that relationship a second chance. Okay, and your final is the Hermit in reverse. So I love this because we kind of did start a little bit with a Hermit type of energy with the Hangman and Time for a Nap, and on the bottom the Seven of Wands, which is really good. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the Hermit card in reverse means you're not going to be alone for long. So if you're single, you definitely have a soulmate coming on your path, and we did have the soulmate card here. So you have somebody coming in, and it's going to not just be a casual relationship, it really is going to be a more committed relationship. And if you are in a committed relationship and you're trying to mend some, you know, little obstacle that's on your path right now, you are going to make some type of judgment call. And, you know, with the Hermit card in reverse, you're not going to be single. You're going to try to really work this out. And I love the Seven of Wands on the bottom. This is kind of like the strong man at the circus. The Seven of Wands talks about getting on top of a situation. And I love the fact that he's like, has the bars and he's like trying to pull them apart. It means that you're trying to step out of the situation and looking at it in a different direction, which is the same energy as this Hanged Man. it's the energy of trying to get on top of it, looking at a situation in different perspectives, trying to get things to work out, not just like trying to, you know, cut your losses and leave. It's really about trying to make things work out, which is a lovely energy and goes along with so much of what we see on the board. Okay, so we're going to clarify these with the Light Seers Tarot and see if we can get some more details. So with the Hangman in the present energy, we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some of you are kind of just self-doubting yourself in the area of love, or self-doubting the relationship that you're in. And this is, you know, part of the mending process. Perhaps just even mending your own heart, or mending the connection that you have with someone, and you're kind of just in this doubtful energy of, can this work out? What you need to realize is that everything is looking really positive. Sometimes we get into this situation when we have little things that come across. And once again, I don't see any big conflict here, right? I feel like you have had little obstacles along the way, and it's just kind of like wearing away at your self-confidence. So remember, we have the playfulness card. Try to, this is definitely an energy of being up in your head, right? Try to get out and just be more playful and not take this situation maybe quite as seriously. Try to get back into your heart space, spend some time in nature. You know, take a bubble bath. You know, be like a kid. Your playground, like go to a playground and go on the swings or go down the slide. Try to bring out your inner child a little bit, because it is, I feel like some of you are just really serious right now. I just keep getting that sense of being really, you know, super serious about love or the relationship that you're in. Yeah, Knight of Wands. This is kind of like, yeah, it's time to kind of move out of this. You may, with the Hanged Man energy, this is a little bit of a stuck energy. You may feel like your relationship or your love life is in a stuck situation, but look at what else we have, the Lovers. Yes, you definitely have a soulmate on your path, and I think that this is really kind of like an obstacle almost. I feel like this mending card is almost kind of like mending your own self-confidence, that this is really on your path. It's the Hangman is also the card of surrender, like surrendering this situation, whether you're single or in a committed relationship. It's kind of like you just have to surrender it to the universe, you know, and say, hey, I'm willing for this to work out in the best way for me or for the person I'm dealing with, right? It's just surrendering and trusting that what is supposed to happen for you will come into fruition, because it will. All right, with the King of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Six of Cups, with the Hierophant on the bottom. Okay, so you're really trying to get something to work out from the past. You're willing to put the work into it. You want to celebrate somebody or something from the past. And for some of you, it could be even just the energy of the joy that you had. If you're in a committed relationship and you're kind of going through a bumpy time, like, oh, can't we just get back to that joyfulness that we had? Why are, you know, perhaps finances are affecting your relationship in some way right now. Perhaps you're trying to move in together, or somebody has lost their job, or some situation, you know, there's just, you know, more expenses than you were anticipating. There's something here that, you know, with finances that's causing kind of a drain on your relationship's energy. And you're just kind of like, can't we just get back to where we were before this issue came in? And with the Hierophant, I believe that some of you, you know, it could be even like a wedding, you know, like maybe you're trying to plan a wedding, or trying to, you know, become engaged or buy a house or something like that, because it's like this is a long-term commitment. You're trying to get it to financially work out, and for some reason you're hitting a bump in the road. And you're just trying to, you know, get around this situation. You're just trying to mend, for some of you, your pocketbooks, whatever that means to you. Okay, so let's see. What is the advice from Spirit? I don't know. I just got this too shall pass. Like, I think that you have to realize that, you know, life goes in cycles. And I think for some of you, this is just a cycle. It doesn't mean that this relationship or this situation is going to end. Or if you're single right now, that you're always going to be single. Like, I feel like there's kind of, the wheel is going to turn. It's a little bit about allowing it to turn. Wow, there's lots of love here. 8 of Cups, okay? So somebody is maybe willing to walk away from this situation. That is what this Judgment card is, but it's also showing me that there is just so much love. We have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Lots of love in this situation, and somebody is just a little fearful, holding on perhaps to wanting. Page of Cups is an apology. So like if you're in a committed relationship and you kind of like had a little falling out, you may be wanting that apology. If you are separated from somebody and you think this person might be coming back around, there's some evidence here. Just realize that either you or the person you're dealing with, or perhaps both of you, are kind of being blocked by the fear of having this conversation, of putting out an apology, of offering the cup of love and being rejected. There's some type of fear here. And if you're single, it's the same thing. Like, you could be blocking it a little bit by being fearful that it'll never come. And so part of the advice is just to get into the mindset, change your perspective a little bit, and just be really positive about this situation. I'm also hearing compromise, that especially if you're in a relationship and it's had a little stumbling block, it's about compromising, realizing that you may have to give a little bit, and so will the other person. It compromises for both parties, right? Not just one. Okay, so let's take a look at this Hermit energy. It's in reverse. Queen of Wands, 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, with the Hangman on the bottom. Yeah, I think you're kind of having a situation, whatever situation, whether you're single or in a committed relationship, you're kind of having this cycle where you just have to kind of wait things out. But here is the Queen of Wands. You are getting very self-confident. Like at the very beginning, we're watching you kind of in this self-doubt, but something happens. Like you make a clear decision. When you make a clear decision about what it is that you want, then what happens is you kind of step into this Queen of Wands energy, which is an energy of being really self-confident and going after what it is that you want. And perhaps, if there's a person returning from the past, that's what you want to go after. That's what you really want. If you're in a committed relationship and you in a little bumpy cycle right now, you may be deciding, hey, you are the person I want and I'm willing to go ahead and work for it. So the other thing that we have here is the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. 2 of Wands is making a decision about what it is that you want and putting it out to the universe. Saying, yeah, I've decided, right? Because we have the Judgment card. I've decided what I want. I'm not going to be wishy-washy about it anymore. I've decided what I want and I'm going to go in this direction. And this is also putting it out to the universe, but then also making a strategy, a plan for how this can come into fruition. And then the The waiting continues. We have a lot of waiting here. The waiting kind of continues, waiting for it to come into fruition and being really kind of patient with it. But also, I always think with the Three of Wands, it's taking that first step. It's being willing to put some effort into it. It's not just about putting it out to the universe, saying, this is what I want, and completely waiting. It's also staying in that energy and putting, taking one step closer to having what you want come into fruition. Okay, wow. Okay, they're asking me to pull. We're going to have a few good tarot. We'll pull like 3 cards for some overall advice for you, Scorpio. Let's see what we have here. We have the Emperor, the World, oh my goodness, and the Knight of Wands with 9 of Earth on the bottom. So this is the 9 of Pentacles. This is about becoming kind of independent. I think for some of you, there is this, you're not sure if you can do whatever this entails by yourself. But realizing the Queen of Wands is very independent, that yes, I can do it on my own. I don't need somebody else in my life. I want somebody else in my life. And it's like, that's the type of partner you're trying to also attract. You don't want somebody that needs you. You want somebody that wants you. And I think that that's what you're putting in. You're stepping into your own power. You want to take the world on, right? And you want to step into this new chapter, whether it's a new chapter of further committing to this person or a new chapter of meeting your soulmate. You're ready to step into your power and your confidence and know that owning it, right? That you deserve love and you're ready for it. And the Knight of Wands, this is a very fast energy, playful energy. It can be sometimes the player energy too. But I think in this case, it's just about having a lot of confidence and just going in and saying, yeah, this is what I want. This is what, this is what I'm going for. Wow. Okay, this one just popped out. This is your Creativity Oracle card. And it says Insight. See beyond appearances, masks, cliches, and cultural stereotypes to gain insight. Yeah, and I think that that's going to come back to what you have with your Hanged Man energy in your present position. It's about changing your perspective of something in this connection or something about the type of soulmate that you're trying to attract. There could be somebody in this situation that is wearing a mask, is not letting you know the whole their whole truth, like hiding, and I don't mean that like in a betrayal way, but just kind of out of protecting their heart. Remember, we have this fear here. Somebody's trying to protect their heart or protect their money. Somebody's trying to protect something here, and therefore when we're in that sense of protection, we're actually not super open. And when we're not super open, it's really hard to attract in, super positive things, because when we're holding in, we're more in a negative type of energy, or at least not as high as we possibly could be. And it's about kind of letting go. Somebody, I think, in this situation, or perhaps both of you, needs to let go a little bit, let go, and also open up, because there is there's something that's holding the situation back. And I do feel like this finances, whatever it is part of the problem. Somebody may not be being completely truthful about how this is affecting them personally, and then therefore affecting your relationship. Okay, so here is your Lover's Oracle card. Sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. And I think there is, I know, okay, the playfulness, right? It's about kind of letting this situation that is causing you a little bit of angst in your connection, allowing it to kind of go to the side. Like maybe you just say, okay, we're not going to talk about that for a day or two, and let's just go have some fun, or be playful, or just kind of like try to let it go for just a short period of time. Time out. And just try to get back to who the two of you are. And if you're single, I think it is about just getting into that really playful energy. And it really is about loving yourself. We have that, you deserve love. That starts with yourself. And when you really get into this sense of really loving yourself, you raise your vibration, and then you'll attract somebody that's at that same vibration. Well, Scorpio, this was a very nice reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider sharing, or subscribing. I wish you lots of love, light, and peace in this situation and all your situations, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.